Hello there. Welcome to our. Ow. How do I pronounce this? I haven't really heard it pronounced, so it's gonna be tricky. Oh, we can't see my cursor. Makes sense. Sorry. Oh. Oh, fuck. We got two options? I actually don't know. Okay. There. Go with this way. It's just gonna make me question. Go with the voice. Good chance I won't
眩し
be.
かった日のこと、そんな冬の日のこと。
Eh.
確かに寒い頃から丈夫な方じゃなかった。
Starting off real fancy, aren't we? Secondly, it's fucking loud. My headset. But even so, I went to school normally during summer, the vacation, and until it was turned very dark. Oh, tanned very dark. Fuck. I questioned that for a second, like the fuck. June, after entering middle school. Day after we ordered swimsuit from the swimming club. That would start next month. That time it was the first time I experienced being admitted into a hospital. Just a little before the first semester. Midterms, they were the rain and that's all felt cold. In the midst of the pure white sky, the rainy season. The beginning, everyone in the class came to visit me today. And when I was discharged from the hospital, on the weekends, they would come to my house to play. That was just the beginning. Fall came winter. Fall came, winter left. July's discharge. Outpatient care. And then start again with hospitalization. Double square. Classmates who one old friend. At some point became acquaintances. Then turned to stranger. With each turning of season, it seemed that I was disappearing from their memories.
どうやらいい気がしないらしい。
Okay.
普通に生きている人にとって私の存在ってのは、だから消されたようだった。いくつもの季節、広い梅雨空を誰とも言葉を交わす必要もなく過ごした。私の英語の教科書は1年生の中間テスト以降、そこで私の時間も止まったらしい。
Age and early summer 2004. Protagonist. 8 years later. Ow. I read the stuff that was on the sky screen. I didn't look down. Her flowers sweat. Flowering sweat. the driver's license examination area. Electronic bulletin board is installed. All at once, it came on, and like every there, searched for my own number. 237. 237. Scanning amongst the mostly lit panel, found my own examination number. Just about the first flat. But it affected it for me. Because past midday, train car was quite empty. And in that empty car, I was on the way home, the examination center. My left hand was the traffic regulation man. Received in my shirt pocket is a brand new license. With this, also normally licensed. Murmured. Seriously. Didn't feel any particular strong emotion. Not like I wanted to drive cars. Nor did I really have another purpose in mind. It was just people around me. They're going to the training center. Had recommended that I at least get a driver's license. It works. Night. I reported to my parents that I had gotten my license. Is that so? Was the short reply. As an experiment, it's saying that I borrow the car just as shortly. Okay, you can't. Wasn't like I wanted to drive the car. That the responses were exactly as I had imagined. They were those sorts of parents. Next day, when walking up, my chest hurt, so I was taken to the hospital. Normally, I had little to do with things involving sickness. This is why waiting in the hospital was extremely boring. Finally, just when I thought examination was over, this time I went to the x-ray and blood test. Made go. Top of that, for a long time, was made to wait in a boardroom. Boredom. No notice, I'd finished reading 3 books, some from manga, and was on the waiting room, reaching for a 4th. And just like that, was made paperwork for being admitted into the hospital. Okay. Or the brand new driver's license still lay in my short pocket. Looked like for it. Debut was ways off. Well, shit. Autumn 2004. Protagonist. Oh, I did it in reverse. That works. And those very noisy potatoes had stopped crying. As usual, I was in the hospital. course, it wasn't like I always admitted on in the hospital. It would be my way out. Last month, I had my first experience with surgery. After being discharged, I commented 5 minutes. No, needed 5 minutes for an outpatient care tutor. And even for then, mission immediate discharge. Outpatient care, gratitude being admitted again. He didn't know anything about Pet or Ursa, but I noticed the coming and goings of that number for months have passed. Eh. I don't know how to diagnose you. I'm also not a doctor. Have a great time. In exchange, disappearance, types of drugs, trees. Even I see with my own eyes, and my strength was declining. Legs a bit thin, but not your imagination. Needle on the scale will tell me. Yeah, there's a good chance you lost weight. And, yeah, I was looking at myself objectively. As if watching, like looking at a single scene on television. The sudden things that happened to my body. Head couldn't keep up with feeling that what was happening was real. Erased. Well, I question. And so, even though it's supposed to be my body, I could only watch myself from afar with cold eyes. Agonist 2004. Winter. Round when Christmas trees were disappearing on the street. Perhaps it was due to it being the end of the year. I was allowed to return home. In the end, it was supposed to be only temporary. Then, a bit happy. In the mix of rain, sleet, returned home. First time in a while. For some reason, everyone in the family was gathered. Even though my parents normally don't speak much, while being a bit stiff, smiled at me. Little sister who always argued with me, I always argued with, made my cream stew. Shrimp sat next to her, but they peeled the tenderine for me. Were exceedingly excessively kind. That was the impression it left. During this time, I had a bit of realization. He was dying. Like, our main dude right now is dying. Still left in that pocket. Brand new license. License without giving raise. Practical value might expire. Well, while having the stuff, naturally smiles. Hey, get a correct at me. very diligent, rather simply of it, of thinking of someone else. January New Year came. I returned again to the hospital. Reason on that. Go to the fourth floor. Bed, different room. Made, made to go. Was my father. The doctor, I heard anything. Made it listen. Was that thing called notification priority. They had an extreme correct way of speaking. In the end, it's like I'm going to die. Fucking quick in the first video of this. How you see, was only able to reply with that. He couldn't find other words. I entered, so I left. Room, that was all. Went to my answer. Doctor moved the ballpoint pen in his hand. Most likely, it was the paperwork for the hospital. At the very end, he was business. Father was much the same. It was such a simple thing. That's my honest impression. Then, between the day and the next, he changed from the 4th, 7th floor. From the 6th patient was single. And also the 7th floor itself was a bit different from other floors. One thing, the floors were with ceilings were much higher than broader. Instead, inside the rooms was extremely clean. Large windows, distant sunlight, endless sun. However, windows only opened a tiny bit. I tried measuring it. Slightly smaller than allowed and to pass through. The other thing was the color of the ID branchlets changed. Since that day I was admitted, a vividly, silently bracelet. It also wrapped around my wrist. On it was my name, blood type. That color had changed, blue to white. High ceiling, final, bracelets, windows, 15 centimeters. Good amount. How many is 15 centimeters again? I haven't looked at a ruler in years. Now you're making me question, dang it. How much is 15 centimeters? What the hell? Stop making me question. What the hell? Hang on, I'll be back. I'm trying to figure this out. Well, if we look at it, it's about. Are you about like 6 inches? You can like the hands are there. Oh. Not bad. Today I was transferred to the seventh floor. The was when the boring year programs will be the time as her time was so at the beginning of the year is
ナルキッソス。冬、7
winter
回。
2005, seventh floor. Across the hall, facing the nurses, and the large, like left unpopulated place. There are no sofas, folding chairs, and long television. The television. All we see is chairs. That's all I see. Oh, chance paper. Nice. On that 28 RT New York program thing. Yeah, the early to like in 2000s. QTs were a thing. I know, shocking. CRT here and there. A giant pain in the ass to move. Know this. More than well enough. Watching that television with an equally bored expression was Carl. All Bill. Emma. Chris had it's pretty. Hair was on the impression. Ew. And interesting. There wasn't particular meaning. Since there was no one around, he can just go fly.
別に。
Okay. Replied. Didn't even with me. Though I had spoken to her. Perhaps really no interest. Continued to gaze television. Look. Boring, you don't have to watch it. As I thought, I also sat down, holding chair. Next to her, gazed at the television. Nothing else to do. Nothing else I could do. Finally, I continued to gaze at the television. The screen, usual New York program. Pathetic impression. Polar trip and polar trip. Nothing is changing. It failed. Occasionally ringing. The host, a high laugh, and a pure white is dryly reverberating.
ねえ、あなた。
Spoke to me. Gazing at the television.
あなた。何回目？
What does that mean?
ここに7階に来たの。
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
そう。初めてなんだね。
Means that at my ability to understand what she was gotten satisfied. with the gentleman.
じゃあ他に誰もいないし私の役目だから
Goody.
そういうルールなの
While nodding, she added, there's a rule for someone who first came to the 7th floor. Now, I understood nothing. And as Liv toward me, girls began speaking.
それじゃあ
Both were by dude. They were slightly difficult compared to the up until coming up here. That business-like doctor said that this was the place to await theology of medicine. Is also called a place for healing the heart, most likely, at least speak. However, for what it said, that was God. 7th floor, within the hospital, the only place, simply a place to wait for life. That's what the girl said. That's what. Oh. Yeah.
私2回目だから
I am glad.
ここに来るの
And the girl taught me. A place called the 7th floor. You hear from a moment of this mission dying. First of all, apparently it didn't happen. And if being cured was possible, your health becomes better. They would allow you. Go home one. At least they allow you to go home once. Kind of. For a while, it turns bad. Once again, they back. Among those going, eventually you die. Place where life ran out. The only difference differed between home and the 7th floor without fail. One will die. Either of those, seems no one has ever escaped that. It was with that meaning, girl had meant by saying it was her second time.
じゃあ一度しか言わないからここからは
Oof. I'm even gonna see this girl like that. Still looking at the dull screen, girl continued speaking. Or subject being not about time, lights would be out, and not the normal sort of topics exchanged between admitted patients. It taught me about a different thing. Third time, you've gotten a great discharge. For yourself, never a fourth. You'd only be going home and getting home anymore. There's time that say, go not to Station A. but towards Station B. Don't eat anything. That's the shortest path. We'll end with the leaf curtain of tent only. It will only full of those sorts of times. Thus, one pause. Most likely it was something only people here. Though just those who practice moving towards death, those were the things of cast down. Was mentioned earlier that this
ええ、そうよ。
well here I think it's the best time to end the episode here. Questioning what the heck will happen next. Hopefully you guys have a great long time. It's two. I wasn't immediately expecting this to get that dark that quick. But hopefully you guys have a great long time and a great day too. Shut the f- these two are gonna do. I'll see you guys next time.